So there's been a trend going on in recent years with shooters that I'm not a very big fan of. Lately, it seems like shooters have all been slowing down. I guess technically it's not really a new thing for shooters to be slowing down, because you look at the advent of like Halo and Call of Duty and stuff, and you compare that to the arena shooters of the 90s, and things slowed down considerably then. But it's happening again. Shooters are slowing down, they're simplifying, they are getting less action-packed and fast-paced, and they're going for more of a slower, team-based, tactical sort of direction. And those types of shooters, I don't enjoy them very much, but I got no problems with them. It's totally valid to have shooters like that are, you know, different and a little bit more team-oriented and a bit more approachable to new players and, you know, generally lowered skill players and stuff like that is fine. My issue with it is that it seems like that's the direction that every shooter has taken these days, and there's almost no more room for the fast-paced, crazy, awesome action shooters of the olden days. The recent Dooms are the only thing that have come out lately that have been doing, like, fast-paced shooters really well. But those are mainly the single players that people play about that. Right now, I'm specifically talking about multiplayer shooters, competitive shooters. And in that space, things have been kinda getting a bit lame, in my opinion. Like, first, you have Battle Royales, and I straight up am just gonna say I don't understand the appeal of Battle Royales whatsoever. They are so freaking boring to me, almost every single one that I've tried to play. You spend like 20 to 40 goddamn minutes just walking around, picking up items, not having any enemy encounters almost at all, and then you have like a 3-second long fight with somebody, and maybe you kill them, or maybe you get killed, or perhaps you don't even have a fight, and you just get sniped from some guy you didn't even know was there, and you're out, and you have to start over, and then it's just more walking around picking up items. Almost every single time that I've played a Battle Royale, I've hated it completely. I don't understand why this genre is popular at all. The only Battle Royale that I ever enjoyed was Hyperscape, the one that was a little bit more fast-paced and action-packed and crazy. And that game is a big freaking flop that nobody plays. This is what I'm talking about. Anytime that a game tries to be fast-paced and cool, nobody cares. And that's not even just Battle Royales, that's been the case for more traditional shooters as well. Like, all the biggest games are much slower, much more tactical, not a lot of cool movement options, very focused on, like, aim is, like, the key, most important skill in the game, along with team coordination. And again, these games are fine, but they're just not what I want out of a shooter. What I enjoy about shooters is action. Lots and lots of action. I want fast-paced gameplay, I want cool movement mechanics, I want the ability to dodge bullets, I want not to have to always be coordinating with my team. I like a game where I can just get in there, get into the action, and have some fun. I like games that can be a little less serious and not super focused on, like, work with your team and try to win. I like games where you can respawn. Another trend that's been happening in a lot of these games is they are all going for, like, the one life thing. You know, 1 life per round, and it's first to however many rounds wins and shit like that. And what that does is it encourages you to play carefully and methodically. Your life is precious. Any mistake means you're going to be out of the round, so if you want to win, you got to really make sure you're playing smart, and that discourages doing crazy things, taking big risks, kind of doing stupid stuff that'll probably get you killed, but if you get to pull it off, oh my god, you're going to be the biggest fucking badass in the universe. All that kind of stuff is not encouraged in these types of games. And in my opinion, no respawn modes just suck in general, because the worst thing you can possibly do to a player is make them unable to play the game. Like, whatever, if it is important for the competitive integrity, quite frankly, I don't freaking care. I just want to play the game. Just get me in there shooting people. That's all that I want. Now, I totally understand why these slower, easier, more tactical team-based games are really popular right now, because, you know, very high-skill shooters, very high-movement shooters, very fast-paced shooters, you know, they're difficult to play. They take a lot to get good at and be able to hold your own in these kinds of games, and, you know, a lot of people aren't very good at games, and so they like to play games that are easier, that they can more quickly get a grasp of. Totally get it. No problem. I'm not here to shit on anybody for liking those kinds of shooters. As I said, my issue is the fact that that's like all the shooters now, and like where are the fast-paced, cool shooters for people like me that enjoy that kind of thing? They're just not really being made anymore. Anytime one does show up, it doesn't do very well and nobody's playing it. Like, the heck, man? But I recently started playing this game right here, Splitgate. And as you've probably been able to tell from the footage, this is basically like Halo at 300% speed with portals. And for me, that is a recipe for an awesome shooter. This game is pretty much everything that I love about shooters and I want in a shooter. It's a game that is very skill-oriented. Teamwork, you know, it can do a lot for you, but if you're a really good player, you can just get in there and do some damage, and that's great. That's just super fun. It's a game where the time to kill is high enough that just being the player that sees the opponent first and gets their aim on them first, that's not necessarily going to get you the win. You have enough health to work with, and the movement speed is high enough that you can start dodging bullets and do cool stuff like that in order to outplay your opponent in more ways than just being better than them at aiming. The movement in general feels great, the shooting feels great, and then, of course, on top of that, you have the crazy portaling mechanic, which opens a whole new dimension of depth that this game has that no other shooter has, because the portals are such insanely versatile tools that you can use for, like, reconnaissance, getting around the map. You can use them in gunfights, you can use them for flanking, for escaping enemy fire. You can do so much stuff with the portals in this game, and it's really cool and fun. Some of the stuff I've seen people do in this game using portals makes me go like, holy shit, dude. Like, I thought I had a pretty decent grasp of how to use the portals well in this game, but some people show me that I am a complete novice when it comes to really maximizing my use of the portals. And stuff like that is the stuff that I really like in shooters, when just your raw skill can let you do cool-ass stuff in a shooter. As I said before, I don't really play shooters for, like, the competitive element. I'm not looking to win. I just want action. I just want good gunfights and to do cool shit, and shooters like this give me that opportunity. And I'm not even a Halo guy. I've tried playing Halo multiple times, many different Halo games, and I've just never gotten into it. Halo is just way too sluggish for me. It's just never really grabbed me before, but this game, I immediately started playing it and I was like, yo, this feels really good. This is really fun. And it's a shame to me that this game, like many of the fast-paced shooters that have come out in recent years, is not very well known and not very popular. Of course, it's an indie game, so that's kinda what's gonna happen. But man, this game deserves better. If this game came out in like 2010, this would be one of the most popular frickin' shooters that was ever on the Xbox 360, I swear to God. And it very much does feel like a game from like 2009 or whatever, and I mean that in the best way possible, where it's of that design philosophy, where it's just about having fun. You just get in there, play matches, do cool stuff, and have a good time. It's not the kind of game where you need to squad up with your buddies and then make sure you're calling out enemy movements and all that stuff and like really focusing super hard to win. It's a game that you just load up, kick back, shoot people, and have a great time. And it's a shame to me that this kind of shooter is going the way of the dinosaur, because man, these types of games are so much freaking fun. So if fast-paced shooters are your jam, as they are mine, you definitely should check out Splitgate. It's freaking free to play. You got no excuses. When shooters like this have become so rare, when a good one comes out and it actually has an active online community, you gotta take advantage of that before it goes away. We don't want another Lawbreakers on our hands, do we? Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next video.